World Cup 2026 is just 2 days away, and Brazil is already facing a final boss in their very first match. Mexico opens the tournament. Shockwaves could happen immediately.
Guys, World Cup 2026 is literally just 2 days away. Hearing that probably makes a lot of football fans go, seriously, the World Cup is already here? And yep, it's real. On June 11th, ending 26.
The biggest World Cup in history officially kicks off. We're talking 48 national teams, 104 matches, and 3 host countries, the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Just hearing that already gives off serious.
Staying up all night watching football, all energy, quick result first so everyone gets the picture easier. This year's World Cup is not the type of tournament where teams casually play a few matches and cruise through.
This tournament could create absolute chaos right from the group stage. Why? Because the new 4-8 team format gives underdogs way more chances to pull off massive upsets. It's basically like a mobile game. The top-ranked players are confidently farming kills, then suddenly some low-ranked guy hiding in the bushes jumps out and wipes them completely. And one of the coolest things this year, World Cup 2026 is the first ever World Cup hosted by 3 countries, Mexico, the United States, and Canada. Meaning fans are about to witness every kind of weather imaginable, from the blazing heat of Mexico City to the freezing cold vibes in Canada. If players don't have top-level fitness this year, things could go very wrong. Now here comes the retention part, guys. The historic opening match officially belongs to Mexico vs South Africa, June 11, at the legendary Estadio Azteca Stadium. And trust me, this is not just any stadium. This place is basically football's final boss arena. The same stadium that once witnessed Diego Maradona becoming a football god. Now Mexico gets to open World Cup 2026 right there. The pressure? Absolutely insane. From my personal perspective, Mexico still looks like the favorite here. I'd say around 60-40 inches. Mexico's favor. But don't underestimate South Africa just because they look weaker on paper. African teams at the World Cup sometimes feel like that quiet guy in gaming. Looks harmless at first, then suddenly enters the match and unleashes max combo mode out of nowhere. One counterattack, boom, everything changes instantly. If Mexico gets too comfortable as the home team, they could easily get hit with an ice-cold reality check, but if they play to their real level, I still think Mexico wins comfortably and starts the tournament with style. The home crowd will probably be screaming loud enough to shake the stadium. But wait, don't think the opening match is the only hot game, because just 2 days later, the matchup that will make the entire football world stop and stare officially arrives. Brazil vs Morocco. Yep. Brazil does not get an easy warm-up game, no easy mode, because Morocco right now feels like the ultimate trap team. Remember World Cup 2022? Morocco shocked the entire football planet. Disciplined, physically strong, defensively organized like the strictest school examiner ever. No matter what you try, nothing comes easy. Brazil, on the other hand, feels like that VIP gamer who bought every premium skin, insane skills, pure talent, but sometimes maybe just a little too confident, like this match. Easy. And then suddenly, boom, one deadly counterattack and everything freezes. From my personal point of view, Brazil is still slightly stronger, but don't think this is some 80-20 matchup. Not even close. I'd rate it around 60-40. Brazil has more technical quality, Morocco is tougher tactically and way more disciplined. One mistake, one bad moment, and the entire match could flip upside down instantly. But now we're getting to the part that keeps viewers watching until the very end. Guys, World Cup 2026 is no longer the kind of tournament where the big teams automatically qualify and everyone just assumes they'll dominate. Because this new 4-8 team format feels exactly like a mobile game getting a massive map update. Suddenly there are way more players joining the battle, and just because you were the strongest before doesn't mean you're guaranteed to survive until the end. Smaller nations now have a real chance to create huge upsets, kind of like casually running into someone who looks harmless, then suddenly realizing they're actually the final boss. From my personal perspective, this year's World Cup could become the most dramatic tournament in football history. because 48 teams means more evenly matched squads, and when teams are closer in level, one goal, one red card, or even one small defensive mistake is enough to completely change everything. And now here comes another super hot matchup, USA vs Paraguay. Team USA will be playing this year at the massive SoFi Stadium. Absolutely incredible atmosphere, fans everywhere like it's some giant concert. But hey, don't think being the home team automatically makes things easy. Paraguay feels like that underrated guy nobody talks about, but somehow always becomes super annoying to deal with. Aggressive football, physical battles, constant pressure, kind of like a gamer who isn't the flashiest but always knows exactly how to drag opponents into messy combat. If the USA gets overconfident, dropping points is very possible, but personally I still slightly favor the Americans, maybe around 60-40. Home advantage matters a lot, and of course host nation Canada is also getting plenty of attention. Canada opens their campaign against Bosnia and Herzegovina. A lot of people might think Canada has an easy matchup, but honestly, Eastern European teams are exactly the kind of opponents that look calm on the outside but hit incredibly hard once the match begins. Strong physically, never afraid of contact, very uncomfortable to play against. Canada definitely won't have an easy time winning. But wait, now we're entering the most controversial part. 3 possible World Cup 2026 scenarios that could absolutely set the comment section on fire. Scenario 1. The Giants dominate. Around a 60% chance. Brazil, Argentina, France, Germany, Spain, and England all qualify as expected. Not too many surprises. Kind of like VIP gamers still dominating the top server. Fun to watch? Sure. But honestly not as exciting as pure chaos. Scenario 2. Group stage earthquake. Maybe around 25%. One giant crashes out early. Maybe Brazil, France, or even Argentina slips up unexpectedly. Like the #1 gamer farming kills confidently, then suddenly getting ambushed from the bushes and completely destroyed. The football world would absolutely explode. Comments everywhere. Total chaos. Scenario 3. Absolute madness. Maybe 15%. An African or Asian team makes a crazy deep run. Kind of like Morocco in 2022. But on an even bigger level, people would probably be saying, wait, what is happening? Is this even real? And honestly, I genuinely have a feeling at least one smaller nation is going to shock everyone this year. Don't ask me why. It's just that feeling whenever a game gets a giant map update, there's always a new meta that suddenly appears. But at the same time, World Cup 2026 won't just be about football. It's basically a survival battle. Fitness, tactics, weather, travel between 3 countries, all of it could suddenly drain a team that looked unstoppable. Like carrying your squad in a game and then suddenly your phone pops up saying 5% battery left. And now for the final question of the video, do you think Mexico wins big in the opening match? Could Brazil actually collapse against Morocco? And who do you think will become World Cup 2026 champions? Drop your predictions in the comments right now. I read every single one. Trust me, this debate is about to get hotter than football fan comment sections ever get.